My name is Taeho Cho, and I'm in Phnom Penh House Church, and also the new shepherd for Phnom Penh House Church, previously shepherded by George Hung and Esther Lee. Before I share how House Church has impacted me, I would like to give a brief background of my story and my personal journey of faith. Growing up, I was fortunate to have a mom who took me to church every Sunday and often shared Bible stories with me through animations. Even though I did grow up with a Christian education, I did not learn about who God was until much later. In fact, my view and understanding of God grew negatively due to the circumstances my family faced. Coming from a poor immigrant family, I saw many issues that haunted my family, from financial issues, the stress of moving out a lot, and mental illnesses. This was all too much for my parents to handle, and as a result, I grew up experiencing a lot of violence in my home. During those times of struggles, I turned to God and begged Him to help me and my family. For years, I prayed and kept praying, but nothing happened. Eventually, I stopped going to church altogether and believed that God did not care about me and even hated me. While I did not know at that time, God helped me in my junior year of high school through a person named Esther Chung, who was a youth pastor and counselor at that time. She helped me through a mentally dark place and continually checked on me every week until I was okay. While she did not know me, and even though I could not repay her a single cent, she still chose to help me. This was the first time that I truly experienced God's love, and the first time I noticed the power that love had to conquer the fears and darkness in my life. Because of the kindness she had shown me, I decided to seek God again. And as I got into my freshman year of college, I asked God to show Himself to me and made a promise that I would truly seek Him and make a final decision for the rest of my life whether or not to follow God. This was when I was introduced to New Life and Phnom Penh House Church. Through Phnom Penh House Church, I saw God answer my prayer as He showed Himself to me through the members of my house church. I saw people share vulnerably the struggles they were going through and how they showed love and support to one another, accepting them for who they were. I was also touched by the kindness of my shepherds. I was touched by the kindness my shepherds had shown me. First, George showed me what it meant to serve sacrificially. He was a spiritual rock that people leaned on in times of struggle and always showed up serving faithfully even though he did not feel like it. And Esther showed me the importance of developing personal relationships, as she always made the effort to grab meals and one-on-one with everyone in the house church, and always being a source of wisdom and encouragement. As someone who had never experienced house church before, I was left questioning how it was possible for people to dedicate their Friday nights to house church and sacrifice so much to love a stranger like me who could not repay them back. As I learned more about the Bible and the gospel, I learned that the love shown by my house church members was a reflection of the love and hesed that God and Christ had shown to us in the stories of the Bible. And over time, I noticed how this love and hesed transformed the people in my house church. And I saw the house church grow from 4 to 6 consistent members to 18 members in my sophomore year, when we eventually multiplied into Phnom Penh and Indonesia house church. I also noticed how this love and hesed changed me as I healed from the broken wounds and fears that I've struggled with my whole life. It was this love that I experienced from the members of my house church that was the proof I needed to follow God, as I got baptized at the start of my sophomore year in college. As I got baptized, a Bible verse, Isaiah 6:8, stood out to me. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And Isaiah said, "Here am I, send me." I promised God as I decided to follow Him that I would faithfully obey whenever He called me, just like Isaiah had done. Later that year, George asked me about stepping up as a shepherd. While I experienced many doubts about shepherding and stepping up as a solo shepherd, George reminded me that God does not call the qualified, but instead He qualifies those who He calls. So in faith, I took a step to become an intern shepherd and stepped up after our previous shepherd, Esther, graduated. My prayer is that God will fill my cup with the same love He has for every member of my house church, because I know that if I love God and if I love my house church members, I know I will not fail. As a shepherd, I'm committed to creating a community of hesed and vulnerability, routinely reading the Bible, regularly praying for each of my house church members by name, and becoming more like Christ, sacrificing myself humbly to serve Phnom Penh House Church. To the members of my house church members, Cuban, Matthew, Grace, Emily, Mika, and Michelle, I love each and every one of you, and I'm excited and blessed to be able to walk with all of you guys on our journey with Christ for the next 2 years. My hope for Phnom Penh House Church is that we would become strong disciples who love God and love the people around us, and that many VIPs will be saved and turn to Christ through our actions and the love that we show them. Thank you.
Okay, Phnom Penh, let's have you come up and put your hands on Taeho's shoulder, and then we're going to pray.